Hi friends, it's Allison. Today I want to play a fun math game with you. The math game that we're going to play today is going to be on my screen so you guys can see it and I can see it. We can work together to play the game. This game is about graphing. Graphs. Can you guys say the word graph? Graph. On this page, this right here is a graph. Graphs are things that we can use to help us count how many items we have. This graph has three types of items. The items we have on this graph are blue bears, red bears, and yellow bears. All right, so this graph has three types of bears. You guys are going to help me move the bears into the right spaces. We're going to match the bears to the color and put them in a box. Every bear gets one box, or every box gets one bear. That way we can count the bears at the end. We're going to see which color bear has the most in the graph and which color bears has the least. Remember, most means a big number. Least means the small number. Are you guys ready to get started? Let's graph the bears. I'm going to pick up a bear and you guys are going to tell me which color it is and where it will go on the graph. Let's do an example together first. I'm going to pick this bear. What color is this bear? Red. Does this red bear go here? Is that a match? No. What about here? Does this red bear match this bear down here? You're right, it doesn't. What about here? Is that a match? It is. Nice job. High five. So you guys help me put this red bear to match this red bear. Nice job. Where does this bear go? What color is this bear? Blue, you're right. Is this blue? No. Here's the blue bear. Good job. And now I'm going to find a yellow bear to match. Here's a yellow bear, so I'm going to match it on the graph with the yellow bear at the bottom. So far, we have bears for every color. Let's keep going. I'm going to put this yellow bear right here. Do you see any more yellow bears over here? I see red bears and I see blue bears, but there's no more yellow bears left for us to put on the graph. Let's do the rest of the blue bears now. Can you guys help me find the blue bears? Here's one. Nice job. Do you see any more blue bears over here? Me too. You're right. I'll move this one over. Now, do you see any more blue bears? You're right. One more blue bear. So I'm going to put this blue bear right here. Remember, every bear goes in one box. I can't put two bears in the same box. They won't fit. If we put the bears in their own box, then it makes it easy for us to count the bears at the end. Now let's put the rest of the bears in. What bears do we have left? What color are they? Red. Good job. Let's move the rest of the red bears over to here. Is that a match? You're right. We can move it here to match the rest of the red bears at the bottom. I will move the rest of the bears and then you guys can help me count. Remember, we're trying to find the color that has the most bears, the biggest number, and the least bears, the smallest number. All right, are there any more bears for us to graph? Nope, you're right. I see that we finished all three colors. Let's count to see how many bears we have. Let's start with the blue. We can start with the blue bears. We'll start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 blue bears. So I'm going to write the number 5. 5 blue bears. Now let's count the red bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 red bears. Nice counting, friends. 6. So I will write that. So we know that there's 6 red bears. How many blue bears did we find? 5 blue bears, 6 red bears. Now let's count the yellow bears. 1, 2, 3. 3 yellow bears. So I'm going to write the number 3. Now we know how many bears we have for every color. By looking at the graph, what do you notice? How many red bears do we have? 6. And how many blue bears do we have? 5. And how many yellow bears? 3. Which which column of bears, which tower of bears is the biggest? How many bears does it take to make the biggest tower? It looks like the tallest, biggest tower of bears is red. The red bears go all the way to the top. What's the smallest tower of bears? You're right, the yellow. Yellow tower only is 3. The yellow tower is not very tall. It's short. Now we can figure out who has the most, who has the biggest number of bears, and who has the least, who is the smallest number of bears. Which tower is the shortest? 3. The yellow bears with 3 bears is the least amount, the smallest amount. So I'm going to put the yellow bear right here for which bear has the least, the smallest. The next question is, which has the most? So we're looking at the tower with the biggest, tallest bears. There are a lot of bears in the blue tower and a lot of bears in the red tower. But which tower is the biggest? You're right. The red tower is the biggest. 6 bears for red is more than 5 bears for blue. So the most bears are red. Nice job, friends. You just helped me graph. Remember, graphs are things we can use to count how many items we have. Let's do another example. This time we're going to match the bears by color again, and then we're going to count how many bears and write the number. Let's start. I see we have blue, red, and yellow again. 3 types on this graph. What color should we start with? Blue? Good idea. I'm looking for a blue bear in here, and I only see 1. Are there any more blue bears in this pile? No, we don't have any more blue bears. So let's count the blue bears. 1, 2. 2 blue bears. I'm going to come over here and put in the number. What number is it again? 2. Nice job. 2 blue bears. Now let's count the red bears. I'm going to find all of the red bears and put them in the graph. Remember, it helps us to count when every bear is in one box. That way we know how many bears we have. This is a great way to count how many bears we have on the graph. All right, do you see any more red bears over here? Nope, we got them all. Let's count. Can you guys help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice counting. There are 5 red bears. So for the red bears, I'm going to write the number 5. Can you guys show me 5 fingers? Nice job, and let's give a high five. You guys are great helpers. Now let's finish the graph and count how many yellow bears we have. I'm going to match all of the yellow bears over onto the graph. And then we can see how many yellow bears we have. Do you think we will have more yellow bears than red? Which tower will be bigger? Let's see. There's one more. We did it. Are there any more yellow bears left? No, you're right. The yellow bear tower goes all the way to the top. Which tower is the biggest? Before we answer that question, let's answer how many yellow bears. Do you guys want to help me count? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 yellow bears. Now we can look at all 3 towers. Which tower is the biggest? Which tower has the most bears? Yellow, you're right. The yellow tower has the biggest because it has the most bears. What tower is the smallest? Which tower has the least bears? You're right, the blue tower. The blue tower is very small and it only has 2 blue bears. Thanks so much for playing this graphing game with me, friends. Graphing, remember, is a great way that we can count items that we have. One way that you can make a graph in your house is you can count the things you have at your house. Maybe you can do it by colors too. You can make a graph and say, how many blue things can I find? And how many red things can I find? Then you can write them and count to see which has more and which has less. This was such a fun game, and I'm so happy you guys were playing with me. I can't wait to see you soon. Bye.